Guys, it just came to me with all the moves that Russia's doing around the world and the way they're moving things and the way their propaganda is working. We have one big move coming up. And a lot of it plays on the propaganda that they can fool the world. Okay? And I'll explain the move that's going to happen. Okay, remember I told you that Trump is going to run to Saudi Arabia? Well, the deal that they're going to try to do before that, because that's the last resort for him to get the hell out. And again, it's coming quick, guys, this move. And I'm getting ready to tell you. I believe this. This makes sense because once I explain it to you into the logical terms, and I lay it out a little bit to you, and it ain't long, you can connect the dots because, again, you got to think about it. And I'll talk to you on the end about it. Okay, how they're going to do this is Trump, again, like I told you, they were going to leave NATO and everything else. Well, they're kind of blowing past that point. That may come at the same time that I'm going to tell you this. Is what I believe what they're going to try to do. Now, a lot of this rests on the military, a big deal of it. A lot of it rests on the politicians. And I think they're seeing it. Because it's the only moves that are left that will work for him. Because, again, like I told you, the train is running away. Okay, the move that's coming up is... Sorry about that light, but that's for my my tomato plants here in the house. And I am growing tomato plants, but I do have a legal permit to grow pots, but I haven't grown any yet. Okay, to get to my point, is he's going to take the military. Now think about it this way. Look at it this way. Remember I told you the war is from within? They can't beat us the other way? Well, he's tore down every bit of the branch of the government. He's literally destroying the military. Okay? And the day, like I told you about that now the Coast Guard can show you the swastika. Okay, this is how this is. If I can introduce this in your lexicon and get you used to it, then all those old things come up, and then when someone does anything and uses swastika, you won't think nothing. This is prepping us for what they're getting ready to do. Okay? This is the whole propaganda game. This is the war. Okay? And this is where we're going to not find out if this is going to be bloodless or not. Okay? Here's what's coming. Trump's going to go with, he's going to denounce NATO, and he's going to shift everything to Putin. And then the reason you say, no, this is crazy. No. Remember I told you, he's got more years of loyalty to the Russians than he ever has to America. Okay? He truly is, and they've owned him since the 80s, guys. They got tapes on you. We told you what tapes they got on him. Okay? They got information on him. We believe it's probably diddling boys. More than likely. Or him giving blowjobs. But anyway, because he's that vain. He will destroy the country for his own thing. Because again, there's no foundation for him. You have to understand the psychology. This man is in till the end because there's no bottom for him. We've literally proved that. We're to the end on this. So that's why I believe he's going to do this. And he'll turn that around, and then you just think about all our missiles and all our guns, instead of pointing at Russia and China, they now point at Europe. Because again, that's why NATO and Greenland, like he told you, why you want to attack those in Canada, that's his biggest worries is Canada, Mexico, and Greenland, and them coming from Europe, bringing any troops in here if he decided to go against those two. But he's got to go this way. He's going this way because, again, like I told you, the train is out of control. And this is their last ditch effort. They've got 85% there, if not a little bit, maybe 90% there. The next deal is now he's got to turn that all around on us. People, that's where they turn the guns around on us. Because they got them turned around on the immigrants. Now, instead of them turning the guns on them, they just have to readjust. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's been so important that we get the National Guard off the streets. And they don't know this, but ICE is doing the job for them. They're methodically moving through the Democratic cities and terrorizing. They're seeing what they can get away with, and find out where contacts and people who have beliefs in them. These MAGAs. Well, these idiots will help them when the time comes when they bring it to the streets. Okay? I mean, I'm giving you last type scenarios. And the only thing is that the military, us, and the political side is what stops all this. Okay? Because there's not too many good corporations. The good corporations, the bad corporations and the bad actors in that part of the world overwhelm the good ones. Okay, at that level, in the millions and billion-dollar type of people that own these corporations. That's why you can't have too many billionaires that owning too much stuff, and then they consolidate. Because like I told you already tonight, they're working to throw CNN off the air or to take it over, and then they're going to throw out. They want to throw out 2 of the female reporters on there that have shows. Yeah, they want to throw them out. See, this is how you do that. They're in bed with Trump. They're in bed with Russia, whether they know it or not. I think some do, but they like the deal because they think they can control Putin and China, and what they don't understand is they won't. Because they don't need them anymore. They know what the model, how it works. China's already figured that out. Russia hadn't. Russia's too hard. Russia's too stupid. But they do have their uses. That's the less smart people. And that's what they want to make us. The Russians. So, like I said, that's what you got to look forward to. He's going to try to turn the military on Europe and the world. And then when we go out and protest, he's going to send out probably 82nd Airborne. Because remember, if they just take with what we have over there and point the guns at them, do you see how quickly it can devolve here and deteriorate in the United States? Because he could literally turn those troops on. That's why these representatives and senators are telling and sending them the video out. This goes to all the soldiers and veterans out there. Tell them, the soldiers and the sailors and the airmen. Okay, tell them that it's important that they have the duty to disobey an unlawful order. Period. I was in. And this is what this comes down to, people. That's why they put out that video. Because they're scared. They know where the next moves are. And these are the logical moves for him to make. You see what I'm saying? Because there's only other choices he's going to have to run. And again, like I told you, he's already proved there's no bottom. If he thought he could shoot somebody and shoot all Democrats in the street right now and get away with it and still live, he would do it. We're not quite there yet. But we're not far. We're closer than ever. And I'm not talking random terrorism. I'm talking directed political and violence on a political entity like the Democratic Party. Yeah, and the independents and anyone who isn't MAGA. You see how that works? Because again, I mean, he's already called for his death today of these 8 that made that video. So people, we're in the throes of we can never come. It'll be a civil war before we can come back. We're only a handful of moves in this political And this move I didn't pay attention to. But we got a handful of moves at the most left. And that's because, again, I don't become aware of things. When I do become aware of the data, whether CIA is doing something, the corporations are doing something, or just something's happening with the militaries around the world and what's being said, you can get a pretty good clue where they're worried at. Not everything, because, again, you got to know it all, and I don't know enough of it. But when you see the things and you know enough how some of it works, you can start putting a lot together. And I'm really concerned about this. We are in trouble, guys. You got to get out there. You got to start making phone calls. Again, get active. Tag, you're it.